Hello.
Zup.
You got your guitar. Does that make you feel better?
No.
Okay, so I want to splice in. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it or not, but I want to splice in the video I took at the beach. So I want you to describe. I think this will be funny. Okay, so if you've never watched our videos before, we're adopting 2 kids from Liberia. We're literally living here in Liberia on day what? Day 97. Tomorrow's our 15-year wedding anniversary, so we get to celebrate. Usually for our anniversary.
98.
98 in Liberia.
You know what our anniversary is? The 99th days. I got 99 problems and adoption ain't one.
It is one.
That's what I want to hear.
So we've been married for 15 years. We got married in Nashville outside at this historic mansion under this big magnolia tree. It was very romantic and very fun. And danced the night away with our friends, and we missed them. Usually for our anniversary, we leave our kids overnight with Miss Faith or Miss Claudia when Miss Faith wasn't around.
We did the Cupid Shuffle.
Or Miss Nicole. God bless Nicole.
Remember the Cupid Shuffle?
You make it sound kind of weird. Yes. Oh, you mean at our wedding we did the Cupid Shuffle?
It's a dance.
Oh, I didn't know what you were saying. I didn't know what you were saying. So anyways, we usually leave our kids and go like stay at a beach Airbnb and like get a boat because we do the boat club thing. Well, not now. And spend, either at least one night, maybe 2 nights away from our kids, which is fun. We have not had any time away from our kids, and that's fun too. But
bedtime.
Yeah. Well, they're still kind of here. They're like 1 door away now. They used to be like a floor away. Now they're like a door away since our downgrade. But I want you to describe the difference at the beach, and then I'm going to pause and splice in my video at the beach and see how different it is. Because I think Jeremy's perspective and mine are funny.
When we first arrived here, the beach was probably like 40 yards, I would say. And it had
40 yards from our door?
No. Like the beachfront was 40 yards.
40 yards long.
Yeah.
So from the time your feet touch the sand away from the restaurant to the ocean.
Yes, if low tide. And there was 2 canopies that had shade that were on the beach. Now that the rainy season is here, well, whatever, like bungalow or something. I don't know.
Bungalow. Okay. This will be fun because my description's different.
It was, so now there's a storm in the Atlantic on the western coast of Africa.
Actually, you keep talking. I'm going to pull that up real quick.
It's like literally the ocean has eaten away the 2 shaded shelters, or what we can call them, I guess, for bungalows.
Bungalow's a home.
That were just built by, basically, it's like.
So pause for a sec. This is our radar right now. So that arrow is where we are, which doesn't mean anything to you guys, but.
Yeah.
So there's Africa right here, where our little triangle is. Now you guys see that purple star right there? That's the U.S. That's our house in Florida. So if you live in Florida right now, you're kind of like looking down here because we've had hurricanes. And they say that the Gulf is warmer this year than it's been in a while. They're comparing the climate right now and the La Nina and the El Nino, all the cycles of the weather worldwide, similar to 2005, Katrina. So anyway, so we're right here, and this belt of storms right here is like, it's going to be an invest soon. So what's going over our heads right now, coming through here, storm, taking away a little bit of Liberia's beach, is headed towards our house in Cape Coral. And I took all the shutters down when I was home. So there you go.
Perfect time. So now there's about probably 10 feet of beach where the waves chewed away all the
10 feet?
Yeah. The waves were literally almost hitting where the restaurant seating is today.
That's true.
So the owner was very nervous. He said every year there's like a little bit less and less beach. So hopefully they don't get inundated with waves to the restaurant area.
So I'm going to pause here and I'm going to splice in my video of the beach description, and you guys can laugh at how Jeremy and I describe the same thing so differently. Hang on just a second. Okay. So this is super hard to really appreciate, but usually we have to walk pretty far down to like touch the water from like the hotel, which is here. But it's really, really close today. And at. So it's probably come in about, I want to say, it's hard, I'm not good with depth, but I mean, like this is the shelter that was high up over, and now they're gonna, the other shelter, that's the stick where it was. We had to walk pretty far to get down there. I'm just taking a video. I don't know if I'll post it or not. I would say it's pretty far. So the ocean looks really, really rough. And then it's come in probably about, I want to say 30 yards, maybe 40. So like 2 days ago, it was just like a cliff. And now it's just, the owner was talking about just having issues, worried how close it'll come in with the next storm, so. But incidentally, if you're in America, so if you're in Florida, you're watching the forecast, and there is actually a large storm off the coast of Africa that's moving towards the U.S. It's moving towards the U.S. that could end up being a hurricane. So what that storm probably is like what we're seeing off of this coast here, is all this cluster of storms that we're seeing out there. It kind of rains here every day. We heard something kind of break yesterday. If you look, there's storm clouds everywhere. But if you look on the map, I'll screenshot the map of the storm that we're watching in the American Weather Channel, and it's probably influencing these waves. So I joked with Jeremy that the hurricane that hits our house, if it starts now and some miracle happened and we got our kids and we got home, we could actually probably beat the storm home just in time to get our shutters up. If not, we're gonna go. Okay, so this is part 2. So I was a little redundant, sorry. And you may not be able to hear me in the ocean, but literally, like, we've seen tides come and go, but this isn't, I guess that's high tide, but there's, the restaurant is pretty, like, really close. And there were more security guards down there today making sure we didn't get in the water. So they're like, oh, you're gonna drown. Most Liberians I've talked to can't swim, but Emmanuel can swim, his family can swim, so.
And I would say if you're standing in the ocean there, the waves are like probably like 10 feet.
They'll knock you down. Like, it was like, really, you can see them churning out there, so. So we were like, when we first got here, you could just play in the waves. The water was a touch cold, but you could be down there even if you couldn't swim and just sort of sit in the waves. Now, about a month and a half ago, it started getting so rough that even our kids are really strong swimmers, especially our youngest. She's a really strong swimmer. And she would get knocked down and flipped over and like take a minute to kind of get her bearings. So she would have struggled. So, but I had her, so after we went to the beach, we went to the pool and swam, and the pool's really long, like Olympic size pool, probably width-wise. And the bigger pool, the deeper pool. And I had her race me swimming, and boy, she about beat me. Because I was just kind of, at first I was like, oh, okay, I'll push off good. It's a pretty long way. She'll probably start laughing halfway and give up. So then I was like, okay, I'll just do a little float on my back, kick my legs, And son of a gun, she was ahead of me. I was like, no, we can't let her beat me. She's been talking about this for years.
Not time yet.
But she's 8. She just turned 8. So that was fun. So our resort is still, I found these relaxing moments amidst all this stress. That is, I talked to, via text, Victoria Butler some. Super excited about her maybe coming to see us soon if she can get some fundraising done. And she misses her kids. Her kids are stuck in immigration issues with their adoption. We have seen her kids more in the last 3 months than maybe she has seen them ever, I guess, at this point. They lived with her for a few weeks the first time they came, or they came to visit Liberia, and then they came back to do their adoption, separate visits, and they finished their adoption on the Liberian side, but the U.S. government is not allowing them to immigrate. So then 7 months ago, they had to leave them here. So, they lived with their parents for at least 3 or 4 weeks, I think, but we've seen them, 3 hours. We've seen them 9 to 12 hours a week for how many weeks now?
A lot.
Like the 13 or 14 weeks.
98.
So
divided by 7.
Let's just do the math.
Should be working on
98 divided by 7 is 14 weeks times 12 hours a week, 168 hours, which is
a lot of times.
Probably still less than they spent with them doing the 24/7 thing, but waking hours, you know.
Because we weren't spending just time with
Yeah,
them.
yeah. But still, it's like, this is how long we've been waiting. We have heard that our agency has sought legal representation that's positive and helpful. We know that they will probably need some help funding with that. We don't know the details of that yet, so we're waiting to hear from the director on that, but we do know that they've sought legal representation to act on their behalf. So that's happening. So we're hoping to see some progress there. We miss our friends, the Bruces, who had to go back to the U.S. Because it's expensive to stay here. So, yeah.
I think today I'm excited about our anniversary. It's fun. We'll
15
really
years.
celebrate until we get back home.
We have all these rain checks or celebrations, like our anniversary, our kids. We have 3 birthdays that are rain checked.
I had this feeling today. It's like, it's not a good feeling. It's like, I know we joke about Groundhog Day and stuff, but it feels like it's like we're getting catfished. Like it's like the longest catfishing ever.
What?
Just trying to complete this thing. It's like,
oh yeah,
it's like
jokes on you.
Really, on the other end of this line, some big guy trying to date me or something.
Yeah. Longest catfish ever. I don't think it is. I talked to Anna tonight, Anna Clark, and that was really good, encouraging for me to talk to her. Kind of laugh about some things, vent about some things, be excited, be sad, all the things. And it was just good to talk to her. And then she's been able to talk to people in the U.S., talk to some of the other agencies and some of the other experts in this field. And then, we've all sought our friends that are lawyers and friends that know stuff about adoption, and everybody's picked everybody's brain to try to figure out what's the best way through, what's the best way forward. And one of the MOG contacts, that's what she'll always say is, right now, the Ministry of Gender does not have a way forward, but we're hopeful for one. And I believe that she wants that. But it's just, we're just still waiting for the person to arrive on this situation that has the confidence and the knowledge to navigate these waters successfully for us, for our agency, for these other families. I can sense that a lot of the other families are getting restless, and we're with you. We try to make this fun and try to share our journey. Like now we're doing videos basically from our bedroom, because our couch and our kitchen and our bed and all this is in the same area now. Our kids are one wall over, so I don't think that the owner would have given us this deal until now, so I don't think we should have moved sooner, because I don't think it was about the same cost for this room as it was the one we were in, if not exact. Actually, I think it was exactly the same. But this one doesn't have the view, so it's a little less popular, I guess, for them to rent. I'm not sure. But it was good to get in the pool. It was creepy though, because it was already dark. And I got in the pool, but didn't bring my towel. So Jeremy was nice enough to go back to the room and grab my towel. So the girls and I were in the pool, and the lights went out, so it was completely dark. Completely dark in Liberia in the swimming pool. And it's not busy at all right now because it's Tuesday. So, that was kind of interesting.
The owner too was sharing his concerns about the ocean, but then he was put his hand on my back and was like, "How are you doing?"
Yeah, I saw him put his hand on you. I wasn't sure if he was "Oh, brother, pray for me," or "Are you okay?"
I'm better.
See, he sees how long we've been here. I doubt he's had somebody stay this long other than people that work for him.
No, I should ask him to put me on the payroll somehow.
I don't know what we can offer him. I can shovel sand. Sounds like that's what he needs.
Pick up some trash on the beach.
He's put some boulders and stuff. He's had those put out. He's trying to preserve it. We're on the Atlantic seaboard. We're not really in a cove or anything like that. There's not much he can do. There's no barrier island. So, there's that. We like the Tropicana though. They've been good to us. And it's still, especially our rate now, we can't beat it. But we do want to go home. I think he'll cheer when we leave,
Yeah.
Hopefully we're helping his advertising too.
If we're leaving,
I don't know if he really needs it, but
if we're leaving on good terms, it'll be probably not a dry eye in the house when we leave. We have
either way, I
all
think
the
they'll be
kids
sad.
with us.
One of the managers was helping our youngest child try to catch these they're called ghost crabs, or little ghost crabs. So, I don't know. We just don't have a lot to report today. Tuesday is always kind of an optimistic day. We think something will happen. We hear that there's supposed to be a meeting happening tomorrow where we might get some more information. So if we have that tomorrow, I'll let you guys know. But other than that, we appreciate the people. I had a Venmo today from someone I've never even met, from someone that Jeremy met during the hurricane relief 2 years ago that's continued to follow our story and been helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Linda, for the referral. and for telling our story. And that's one thing that helps. You know, we need the funding for sure, because we're getting a little bit over our heads with the trying to figure out how to help our agency stay afloat, how to get the legal fees, how to take care of the kids, how to take care of our kids, how to take care of all of our family business stuff. We can't appreciate enough just the people that just talk about our story, or the friends that just text me. My neighbor across the street just texted me, and she's like, is there anything else I can do for you today? Like, anything else we'll help you with whatever you need. Just think of something for us to do, and we'll do it. You know, she's checking my mailbox when we have things come important in the mail that we need need action taken, so that's good too. But I mean, we're kind of in a holding pattern.
Numbers.
Yeah. So, do you have anything else?
No, I just pray for Liberian adults to be bold and care about their children.
Confident, yeah. Well, and to not just care about them, but know what action to take that shows that care.
They did the suspension, they can undo it, so they need to act bold.
Yeah. So, praying for the way through for them. But, I mean, I'm kind of one of those people that I believe in prayer, yeah, but I also believe don't pray for a hole to be dug if you're holding a shovel. Pray for God to help you dig the hole faster, or send you some more diggers, but start digging. And that's why we're here. Is that we're not just praying for God to finish our adoption. We're standing here asking Him to give us a shovel. And doing everything that we can to help all the other families and kids that are involved in the situation, all the orphans and all the families waiting, to feel connected to each other and to not give up.
So I feel like if we were 6,000 miles away, nothing would happen.
I feel like someone could have, I don't think it had to be us. I think anyone could have come. It could have been us and the Bruces. It could have been us. It could have been anybody, but not everyone can, but someone needed to. And I don't think that there's anything special about us that it had to be us. I'm glad that we're here. Most of the reason that we're here, if not all the reason that we're here, is the generosity of friends and family and strangers over the last 2 years to support us on this journey. It was a little sad today. One of our fosters has a birthday today, and she's one that we unfortunately don't have contact with at the moment, so we can't check on her and see how her day was going. And so those dates and those milestones that come and go in kids' lives that used to live at our house and be a part of our family, is hard when they come and go. And I don't know where she is. She may be having a great day. I hope that she is, and I pray that she is surrounded by people, but I can't reach her today. But she's important to me. And when I think about the kids that I've met in the orphanage and I've spent time with us, I mean, I haven't spent as much time with them as I did my foster daughter, who lived with me for a year and a half. But I've spent time with them, and I'm more connected to them than other adoptive parents are that are matched. I mean, they're not, I've gotten to know these kids, and so I have a connection to them that is just, it's unique. And it's a mom thing. Like, Jeremy's connected to them too. But like, it's just, I was talking to Anna today, and I'm like, I see your daughter's personalities as they will exist in your life, because I know you. And especially when I got to know her other kids, when they come help me clean up my mess to try to rent our house, I see the personalities of her new children and how they're going to fit with her children under her roof today. And I can't wait to see her with 6 girls. Like, this is going to be fantastic. Can't wait to see myself survive 5 girls. Although we've survived 5 girls before, when we had 2 fosters that were sisters join us in the middle of the night. Almost 4 years ago now.
Sheesh.
But yeah, because she turns 10 today, and she was 6 when we got her.
Those kids made me feel older.
Wow, more than 4 years.
We aged a lot with them.
6 to 10, yeah, that's 4 years. Yeah, fosters are different. All kids are different, but you love them as if love them as if they would never leave, but you also love them as if they would always leave. Like, every day is just this gift that is difficult to describe. And so I think that translates into the children under my roof today, and the children that are living in the orphanage that are mine, and then the children that are not mine. I love them as if they will always be here, and as if that I won't see them again after tomorrow. I mean, it's a very iffy situation. But one thing when I talked to Victoria Butler today, she had encouraging news, seeking professional advice, and she had someone give her a vote of confidence. Oh yeah, this will work. This is going to work. We're going to be fine. And as an adoptive parent in international adoption, it is extremely rare to meet someone in the adoption world that says, yep, this is going to work out. We're going to be fine. Now, we'll hear it from Liberians here. Like, our driver will tell me, this is going to be okay. He tells me all the time, and I believe him that he thinks it's going to be okay. But I'm like, gosh, but what's it going to, I mean, what about the middle? You know, what about today? Is it okay today? Is there something I should be doing that I'm not doing today? Are we going to find out something at the end of this that we're like, oh, if we'd have done that one thing, it would have been fine? Or is this just part of the journey we're supposed to be on? And I don't know. It's hard for me to understand, like, what God's perspective is on this. Like, did God ask us to do this and know that it would be this hard? Is there a spiritual warfare battle going on that God is trying to win that is just surrounding us? Because that's what it really feels like. Is this, I mean, because we understand, like, you know, if you claim Christianity as your faith and that is the life that you live, then you know the end game to some degree, right? But do you know today? What is won and lost today? And what could have been won today that hasn't been won? And it's just hard. Like, it's just a hard thing to be. So I don't know, but I think I'm most inspired by the families that are unmatched. I think at the end of the day, you know, because, like, if I was unmatched right now, like, it would be easy to just be like, oh, let's just go. Let's just do something else. And some families have had to make different choices and hard choices like that because of the timing and their different opportunities are presented, and changing your course away from one agency to the other, or different domestic versus internet. I'm not saying you guys are wrong at all, but I'm saying, like, as a seasoned parent, I guess, you know, for the last, like, I mean, foster parent, adoptive parent, biological parent, living in a foreign country, hanging out with these orphans all the time, knowing the depths of these stories and the difficulty of adding to your family. It's difficult to add to your family no matter what. Some people had an easier biological road than others, but, like, adding a child to your family is hard. So would we continue on this road if we were unmatched?
I hope, like, in that situation, it's easier to just wait it out and see what happens. I mean, kind of like parallel with where we are. If God makes a way and we get, you know, who knows, like, grant money thrown at us or whatever, we'll stay here as long as He wants us here, as long as it's possible. So.
Well, and that's what's made it a lot easier to decide what to do, is that we do keep getting fundraising money coming in, even when we don't even ask for it. It comes in, like, and even when we do ask for it, it's coming from people. Some people we know, some people are anonymous, some people have names I've never even heard of. So, like, I appreciate the participation of taking the shovel next to you and throwing a pile of dirt my way. I get that 100%. But I also I grieve for the unmatched families that are just still, they don't know which kid is theirs. They can't connect with their kid. They don't know what's happening with their kid. They don't know if they're even going to get a kid to be matched with. It's almost like, what if this country closes, and what if they just, but those people that are staying in it, I see what you mean, that it could be easier just to wait. But from a mom's perspective, it's if they're breathing, you want them now, you know?
Well, sure.
So, I don't know, this video could have been really short, but we made it longer. So,
we have a tendency.
Jeremy found there's a snail, which I think snails are kind of gross because they're kind of like slugs to me. But, like, there's a snail, and my youngest American daughter, my 8-year-old, was trying to pick it up today and playing with it. It's huge, and it's on our porch. It's just, and then she's like, can we see how far it's moved? And I'm like, stop opening the door. The mosquitoes keep coming in. Like, I can't have any more. I'm covered in mosquito bites. Like, I cannot do it anymore. I've got to, I don't know if there's something I can drink to make them go away. Mosquitoes? Any suggestions?
I think it's hard liquor is what it is.
I think that's a possibility. I really hope Victoria comes and we can have pina coladas together.
That'd be fun. Bring me to pina colada.
I don't know what else to say except for that we are very grateful to those people that keep helping us, and don't just, I appreciate all the prayers for our adoption, but don't just, you know, in the words of my friend Seela Godfrey and myself, don't just pray for my adoption. You got to shovel, start shoveling. When I'm using the shovel analogy, it's like literally like if you had to take a team of people and try to move a mountain from one place to another, Or move a mountain out of the way so that you could walk through. The only way you could really do it is just a bunch of shovels if you don't have like some type of divine superpower, right? So we're trying to move mountains. We need more shovels.
Yeah, the people keeping us in the fight. Thank you.
Yeah. There will never be enough, and of course Devin and Chris not only keeping us in the fight financially, but also taking care of our sweet dog.
Let's get a dog, then go to Africa.
But I mean, sorry, Devin. She told me to do it, but it was a dark time. So, but pick up a shovel and help us move this mountain for these kids. There will never be enough shovels to match the need in Liberia. But if you continue to talk about stories like ours, our story, orphans in general, there will be more children saved than lost. So
it reminds me of that starfish analogy where they all wash ashore and the little kid goes and starts throwing them back in the ocean. The guy's like, "What are you doing? You can't save them all, but I'm saving this one."
But this one cares, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Thank you.
The starfish analogy. Jeremy did starfish. Jeremy and his starfish and his hard liquor. My shovel. What can you do with a starfish, hard liquor, and a shovel? What can you do with a starfish, hard liquor, and a shovel?
Well, if you catch some of the crabs on the beach, then you have dinner, and with the starfish, you have a drinking buddy. So it's all good.
What about the shovel?
Oh,
that's for movement.
It's for putting the fire out after you're.
There's a fire now. What can you do with hard liquor, a starfish, a shovel, and a fire?
Sounds like the Clue game.
Yeah. All right. Bye, friends.
Bye.